No, not till I get the Hillcrest. You better come with me. Oh, I need you as a witness. Yeah.
Who did you think it was? Georgiana? If you're so crazy about her, I'll go home alone. You can stay here.
I believe she'd ask me if it weren't for that husband of yours.
Huh.
He's coming here for lunch.
What?
Today.
But Bob, what does that mean?
Means the old gander's putting over a fast one on little Goosey.
Poor boy. Are you quite sure you want to go through with this?
You can't stop me, Aunt Julia. Ralph's going to find them here. She took him away from me and couldn't appreciate him. Well, I'll take him back.
Even if you don't want him?
Oh, but I do.
I doubt it.
And I hate her.
Georgiana! Here, give it to me. No, wait, come here.
I'll hide these jewels and bury Summer's suitcase.
Say, come up. I've just stepped out for a breath of air.
Be careful.
Fire in the fireplace and the jewels are gone.
Oh. Oh, then they must know about us. We'd better go.
No, not until I find those jewels.
I don't want to go down. I'm too jittery.
Oh, hold on, can't you?
Oh, Lawrence, let's please get away. I can't stand the strain any longer.
We're going to stay here until I can make our lovely hostess tell us where those jewels are. Come on.
Good morning. Oh, good morning. You rested well, I hope?
Marvelously well.
You like hotcakes and sausages?
Oh, yes, I'm simply starved.
Nothing like a good old mountain appetite.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Right down.
Bury your eyebrows, young man.
Why, are they quite gone? I was lighting a cigarette and the matchbox blew up in my face.
Just drink your coffee. I'm sure you'll feel better.
Thank you.
Mrs. Summers, a terrible thing has happened. The chauffeur went to Hillcrest last night to a dance. He's got smallpox.
What? Oh, then that means we can't get gas.
It wouldn't do any good if you could, ma'am. The health officer sent 2 deputies to put this house under quarantine until he arrives here himself. They're standing guard at the gate now.
Oh, we've got to do something.
When will the health officer be here, Jones?
Late this afternoon, ma'am.
Oh, but I can't stay till then. Why...
A quarantine, is it? I'm afraid you'll find that a little awkward, Mrs. Summers.
For me? Oh, not at all. Unless you mind being detained.
You must know we'll be only too glad to stay. As long as it's necessary.
Twin Pines. Georgiana's place must be up that road there. I was to have stopped in for lunch. Maybe I better drop in and tell her that I can't, and why.
Well, this is a nice time for you to sit there, grinning like a Cheshire cat.
Sit down, my love. You know, this quarantine's the luckiest break we've had. If we can't get out, your husband certainly can't get in. Consequently, you can't have luncheon with the former Mrs. Summers. And consequently, the first Mrs. Summers can't talk about the present Mrs. Summers to her disadvantage. And consequently, you may get home safely and take your husband off to some distant point where he'll never get your actual number. Oh, and incidentally, you might give my overworked good humor and nervous system a rest.
Very well, if that's the way you feel about it.
about the hydrangeas, beautiful in the spring?
These happen to be chrysanthemums. We took them out and see them.
Now that you're here, I think I'll let you relieve me of my knitting.
Well, your aunt certainly goes in for knitting in a big way.
We sometimes have queer visitors up here.
You mean the other couple?
I don't believe Betty would run away from Ralph like that.
Oh, no. She might skip off on a harmless little lark, but she'd
Well,
never...
if it really is Betty, she's gotten herself into mighty bad company.
Anything wrong?
Those two arrived here last night with a small fortune of jewelry. Now, I know it's stolen jewelry because... See, he must know that I've hidden them and wants to get me alone to make me say where they are.
Lady, I shall stay by your side indefinitely.
I'm sure Mrs. McNair wouldn't mind, under the circumstances.
I beg your pardon.
Oh, hello. I've taken up knitting.
A nice way to while away the time. I wonder, do you happen to have a cigar?
Let me see. I have a cigar case in my bag.
Would it be too much trouble?
Oh, not at all. Except the confounded thing is empty.
Thanks just the same.
I hope everything else is all right.
Oh, quite. Thanks. I'll get the drop on them.
What's the name?
Summers, what's the idea?
Mr. Ralph Summers?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead. Well, that finishes us up. Let's go home.
Why, Arthur. Why, that's Betty's car. Come on.
Stick him up. Hey, what's the idea? Just keep quiet and everything will be all right. Get in. Oh. Upstairs.
Sure you don't mind the pipe?
I rather like it. Of course, I shan't need your protection after Ralph comes.
That's so. Mrs. Summers,
Yes?
will you marry me?
Why should I?
Because I'm in love with you?
But you already have a wife, and I'm going to remarry Ralph.
Why? To revenge yourself on the other Mrs. Summers?
She's gotten herself pretty well out of the picture, hasn't she? Running off with a crook.
That woman is an imposter.
What?
The real Betty Summers came here with me.
Mr. McNear.
Yes, and you knew it all the time.
Well, you're both here together and you can't get away. And Ralph shall find you here. Thank you very much for your proposal of marriage, Mr. McNear. But I couldn't think of letting you sacrifice yourself, even in a last-moment attempt to save your friend. I forgot that wretched man.
If he ever catches you alone, he'll strangle you without compunction.
Ralph will soon settle him when he gets here.
How are you going to feel after you've busted up Ralph and Betty? And you have to marry him out of decency.
I want to marry Ralph.
Oh, rats. That's just the price you're paying for your...